You are so complete that even a widening is not really necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you say an experiencing of who I am, every single experience that you have, yes, is an experience of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like asking, what do I look at so that I may be certain that I have eyes? Let's say somebody says, what do I look at so that I may be certain that I have eyes? Now, what must she look at? You need not look at any particular or special thing. You need not look at anything new. You need not widen the horizon of your looking.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be certain that you have eyes, just looking is sufficient. It does not matter what you look at. If you can look at anything, it is now assured that you have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But we say that we will admit or agree or acknowledge that we have eyes only if we are able to look at one particular special ideal object.
Mm-hmm.
We spent lifetimes looking for that one special ideal object so that we may be convinced that we have eyes. Now, in looking for that special object, it is another matter that we scan the entire world. We look at so many objects in the entire world looking for that special object. We have looked at A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, right till Z. But we have not been able to get top. We are looking for top. We have been told that unless we meet top, we see top, it is not at all proven that we have eyes. In the process of finding out that special top, we go through end to end from A till Z. We see A to Z, we experience it, but we are still not convinced that we can see. Because we would admit that we can see only if we are able to see top. A to Z we have been able to see everything. We are experiencing pain and pleasure, hope, despair, disappointment, ecstasy, euphoria. Yes, everything. Attraction, detachment. Yes, growing up, growing old, everything. But top, that special experience didn't come. So we say, I still need to broaden my scope of experience so that I may be convinced that I know who am I, so that I may be convinced that I know. The fact is that tau does not exist. Only A to Z exist, and A to Z have already been seen by you. Now what more do you want? There is no further widening possible. You already have had the totality of experience. Now this experience can be repeated in many other forms. But that one special experience that you might be looking for will always remain elusive because it does not exist. Only this exists. There are only 26 of them in the alphabet. The 27th one would remain elusive. But we spend, as I said, a lifetime searching for the 27th one, and in searching for the 27th one, we repeatedly go through the 26, but we develop a certain contempt for the 26. We say, no, these are not that.
And where does this searching arises from? Why are we doing this all?
We are doing this all because, in spite of the 26 being directly available, we have been told that life is meaningful only if a certain 27th has been obtained or discovered by you. You know what is the name of that certain 27th? You know that 27th is truth, God, self, enlightenment, yeah? Attainment, anything.
Self-realization.
Self-realization. Now, searching for Tao, A to Z gets such a raw deal from us. We simply do not live in them. We always talk of more. I want more, as if what you have is incomplete. You know, you said, who am I, and the broadening of circle of experience. Whatever you experience is the who am I. If right now you are immersed in this discussion, yes, then who are you? You are the listener. If at some moment you are buying vegetables, then who are you? You are the shopper. If at some moment you are working at some place, then who are you? You are an employee. If at another moment you are a mother or a sister or a wife, then who are you? You are a mother or a sister or a wife.
And what is determining the experience? Where does the input of the experience come from? When we are all the I am.
It comes from exactly the same place from where the experiencer comes. A little kid was born, right? Not a sister. A little kid was born, not a mother. A little kid was born, not an employee. From where did the employee come?
I am lost in translation.
You see, we are just what we are at this moment. Anything
And every time we have to connect with this moment.
with this moment. If in this moment you are discussing something with me, then you are the talker. And if you imagine yourself to be anything more than that, and you may call that anything more by fancy names. You may say, in spite of me sitting here, I am not the body. You may say, in spite of me talking to a person, I am not the talker. Who am I? I am the great self. I am the infinite silence.
I have a problem with so many words. Yesterday, after the satsang, when I drove home, I felt myself as the complete experience. I felt that in fact there was no thought that could cling to me. I was only seeing, feeling, and feeling very. That's it.
Did this feeling remain for a while?
Yeah.
So did it not cling?
It changed. So it was not like.
See, if you say this feeling
It's already.
did not cling, right?
I understand where you're
Then
going.
what you are trying to say has little value for yourself because it came and went away. This feeling that you are everything, that your total experience. And if you say that this feeling remained, that you are the total experience, then this feeling was indeed clinging.
Okay, I understand. Wonderful. And at the same time, tell me what the opposite is, or the totality, or...
Yes, it is not the opposite of any particular thought. The opposite of any particular thought is just another thought. Going beyond a feeling is not the same as feeling the opposite of what you have been feeling. First of all, we have to begin with the immediate. That must always be done. We must never try to take fanciful flights into the beyond. You were driving the car when all these things happened, when you felt that way, you were the driver. Who am I? The driver. Very humbly, let's just say this much. Who am I? The driver.
Only that. So when you're in your car, you can only be the driver. Nothing more, nothing less.
Only the driver. Or if you are busy thinking when you are driving, then at most you can say, I am a thoughtful driver.
You can also be a happy driver.
Or you could say, I am a happy thoughts driver.
Okay, so that's adding.
Right. But you very well know what you are in that moment for the simple reason that you are experiencing it.
Okay.
When happiness comes, don't you experience it?
Yeah.
So the experience itself is the identity.
Okay.
If happiness is being experienced, then all that you are is the happy one.
Yeah.
Who am I? The happy one. Driving is being experienced. It doesn't happen without your consciousness. Right?
Yeah.
So who am I? The driver. The wife is being experienced. The fact, the proof is that you act as per the wife's mandate.
Yeah.
The shopper, the player, the movie watcher, the employee, all of them are being experienced. If you are experiencing the movie, then you know that you are the movie watcher. And beyond that, there is just nothing at all. Our problem is, rather our dilemma is, that all of this appears so mundane. The ego does not like it. The ego just does not like it. It says, I have to be something beyond. I have to be something great. How is it possible that I go shopping vegetables and then who am I? The vegetable shopper. What kind of description is that? Surely I am somebody great. You are confining me to the identity of a vegetable shopper. You are confining me to the identity of a toilet cleaner. You are confining me to the identity of a mere employee. You know,
is this really something that goes for everyone?
Everyone, without exception. We are talking of the human mind. We are talking of mankind in general.
There was once someone who said to me that people are afraid to be nothing. And I found it a very interesting idea. And I was for, let's say, a month by myself, and I thought, okay, I will surrender to be nothing. And just by saying that, I could feel that the tension in my body. And in this kind of surrendering, it was like there were so many things coming around that it almost gave the feeling like I can imagine that when you don't connect with a certain identity,
Yes.
you get crazy.
What happened to that nothing?
You mean my experience in that moment?
Whatever that was. What happened to that?
You have to tell me where this is going. I don't understand the question.
You were experiencing as if you were nothing.
Yeah.
What happened to that nothing then? You said it happened at one point in time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Now what is the situation and location of that nothing? What happened to that nothing that was there at that time?
And it's still there at that time.
At that time.
Yeah.
After that time, what happened to it?
It's I don't know the word, but
It went away?
it went away.
It went away. How can nothing go away? Something can go away. How
Yeah.
can nothing go away? The clouds in the sky can go away.
Yeah.
The sky, how can the sky go away? The sky is nothing. The cloud is something.
Mhm.
How can nothing go away?
Then it just went from my
So you now very well know
Yeah.
that your nothing was a big something. Had it not been something, it could not have been lost. It could not have disappeared or gone away.
Mhm.
Only that which appears eventually disappears.
Mhm.
So disappearance is a sure short proof that it came from somewhere and it was something. It was not nothing.
Mhm.
See, that's the thing with every experience.
Yeah.
It happens.
Mhm.
And every happening is like a rising and a falling. It happens.
Yeah.
It starts and it ends.
Mhm.
Hmm?
Mhm.
That which you experienced at one point, that experience is no more there with you. That nothingness which appeared so real at that time eludes you today. Where did it go? It went away to the same place it came from.
Mhm.
It came from somewhere. It was just another experience. It was just like tasting coffee. The mug came to you, the coffee came to you, and then it will go back. It's not nothing. It has taken the name of nothing. And just because something is
Yeah,
named
I
as
understand.
nothing,
I
you
understand.
know,
Yeah.
my name is nobody. Who am I? Who am I?
No.
Nobody. Now, am I actually nobody? So, there are so many somebodies who love to call them
Sounds nobody, yeah.
nobodies.
Mhm.
It's another thing.
My request is kindly drop this search for nothingness. Kindly drop this search even for totality. Please live simply in your daily identities. And each of us, as a mortal body, is always an identity.
Mhm.
Let's live in full recognition of who we are.
Yeah.
And you know, somehow, magically, it happens that when you are honestly admitting, confessing who you are at a particular moment.
Mhm.
For example, one moment you are watching a football match and you are praying that your nation must win, your country, your team. Who are you at that moment? You are the patriotic one. Right?
Sure.
You are not even a football fan.
No.
Because it's not football that you are watching, you are actually watching a nationalistic war
Yeah.
in which you wish that your nation, your party, your team wins.
Unless you are watching like Holland is not in the soccer.
Yes, probably
Now,
then.
Yeah.
Yes. But that rarely happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, you are saying every single moment, just be that what you are at that moment.
You already are that. You don't even have to be. You only have to acknowledge. So while, you know, watching that football match,
Yeah.
honesty demands that we do not say that we love soccer.
Mhm.
We should actually say that we are attached to our country. It's not soccer that you are watching.
Our identity.
You are watching, yes, your country play, and you wish that your country defeats the other countries.
It's very funny because I almost never watch soccer.
Yes. Now, similarly, you go watching a movie. I'm going to the depth of our experiences.
Mm.
Now a particular violent scene is playing on the screen, right? And you're enjoying it, all the blood, all the... Yeah, it happens. Many people just love that. Cars being blown up, and windows being smashed, and skulls being smashed, and blood raining like, these things. Honesty demands that there you do not say that you are a movie watcher, a movie buff, an art lover or anything. You just say that you are the violent one. That is all that is needed of us.
Mm-hmm.
Not a widening of experience,
Yeah.
but an acknowledgement of experience.
Yeah.
Is that too difficult? No, it is not difficult because you don't have to find something out.
Yeah.
You are already experiencing it. It's just that we become hypocritical and don't admit what we are experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah? You go to a particular party. You would want to say, if at all, you are not overly spiritual and say that you are the pure self and all that. If you are the normal human being, then you would say in a party that you are a party goer.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens that you look at somebody's heavy necklace studded with diamonds and you feel something within. Honesty demands that at this moment you do not say that you have come here to celebrate, or that you are just a party goer, or that you are the enjoyer. Honesty demands that you here simply say that I am the jealous one.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't do that. Now, this jealousy does not need to be found out. It is there in the experience. We know it. There is nobody else who knows it better than us because we are the ones who are
The ones, the jealous ones.
experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't admit it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't admit it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the beginning and the end of spirituality. Simply acknowledge what is going on.
Yeah.
Simply acknowledge what is going on. What about Atman then? What about Brahman? What about soul and truth?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to them? They are self-sufficient. You are not required to take care of them.
Mm-hmm.
They take care of you. If you are too keen on asking what then happens to the great self that sits within us, right? To the truth, to the heart, the simple answer is, it is the heart that powers your honesty. But this honesty too will fail in looking at the heart. You need to have the faith to admit that if I am honest, that itself is enough proof that the heart is there, because without the heart no honesty can be there.
That's great. That's a nice one.
But the heart can never be the object of honest observation.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone dishonest observation. There are people who are biased in their observation,
Mm-hmm.
and there are people who are very keen, very sharp in their observation.
Mm-hmm.
But in their subconscious, they are looking for something transcendental. That transcendental that you're looking for, you will never get. But the very looking is powered by that. That which you are looking for is behind the looking. That which you are searching for is behind your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that the one who is behind your eyes projects himself in front of your eyes in the form of the many objects that you see.
Okay.
So just look at those objects. Those objects themselves are the proof of God. The plant there, the soil, the sky, the car, the house, these are the proof of God. Are you getting it?
Yes.
Confine yourself to them. Do not look for God.
Keep it small.
Keep it small.
Mm-hmm.
if you can be honest with the small,
Yeah.
the huge, the immense has already come upon you. But in looking for the immense and in ignoring the small, being contemptuous towards the small, you miss out on both the big and the small, which are incidentally one, the same.
May I share experience?
Yes, please.
I was sitting in my garden and suddenly I saw a toad passing by. And I thought, oh, but that's God too. And then, maybe it's all nonsense, but a toad turned and was walking my way. And I found it very fun.
Yeah.
That's about
It's indeed
seeing small.
quite funny. It is just funny. The next thing about spirituality is a toad is a toad. A toad is just a toad. That's it. That's it. The God in you is powering you to call the toad as toad. And if you want to call the toad as God, then kindly do not have any name for anything. Which means you'll have to
Okay.
stop seeing differences. Which means you will then have to totally disregard your eyes.
The difficulty in what you bring for me is still that it is such a complete different way of approaching things that it seems like I have to undo or first be aware of all the things that I do different than what you are saying. And this is kind of mix-up
No,
still.
you don't have to undo, because what I'm saying is already there in you fundamentally and very solidly. You are exactly what I'm just saying. So you won't really have to undo, redo, whatever. It is already present. It will just be uncovered very easily. Let's take one example, or maybe another one would be needed. When you are watching a movie, you very well know that the projector is.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's somewhere in
In the.
oh,
There is the screen. Where is the projector? Where is the projector? At the back. You very well know that the projector is behind you. You also know that the movie is actually being streamed from the projector. So do you turn around and start looking at the projector?
No.
You still look at the screen, knowing fully well that the screen is not really where the movie is originating, where the pictures are originating, where all the experience is coming from. Correct?
yeah.
You very well know it's the projector, and the projector is at the back. Knowing fully well and secure in the knowledge that the projector is there, now you turn your back towards the projector. You keep your head towards the happening, the screen, and the screen is the world. The projector is God. You must always have your back towards God. God is self-sufficient. He does not want you to look at Him.
Yeah.
He has not given you this body so that you disregard the body, disregard the world. The body and the world go together. No world, no body, no body, no world. With the body, with the eyes, you must just look at the screen.
I do sense a bit like, I know it's nonsense at the moment, but I do sense a bit of rebelliousness where I'm thinking, okay, I will start walking backwards.
I can?
I will start walking backwards.
Okay. You'll be hurt. You see,
I know it's nonsense.
You know, you must have been a little kid once. Probably you still are. You would have learned to ride a bicycle. Let's say an elderly figure, father or mother or elder brother, or a kind uncle is behind you, holding your bicycle. Yeah, that's how it happens when young kids learn to ride the bicycle, right? So you're riding the bicycle. and there he is at your back, holding the bicycle. Hmm? Which way are you supposed to look?
Yeah.
Which
Direction of where you're going, of course.
You're supposed to look in front, right?
Yeah.
But if you are distrustful towards him, if you suspect that he may be there, he may not be there, then which way do you start looking? Then you start looking this way, and then quickly there is an accident. You fall off.
Yeah, it's very
The
clear.
thing is to trust the one behind you so completely that you don't even need to look at him.
Yeah.
That's what I meant when I
Yeah.
said you must have your back towards God.
I understand.
Trust him so much that you can now fearlessly look at the world, only at the world. I know who's behind my eyes. Now why must I go and keep checking? Why must I keep questioning? And questions like, who am I? Where is God? Who is
I
God?
understand that, in fact, and I know that from myself, that the big disturbance thing can be that you have a certain expectation of how it feels when God is always with you. And when it feels different than what you think it should feel like, then it becomes tricky.
The trouble in all this is you are asking for an experience of the eyes. How does it feel when you drink tea? How does it feel? It may feel that the tea is hot and there is some sugar in it, so it is sweet. Yeah?
Yeah.
How does it feel when you eat something that has salt in it? Salty? None of these experiences are experiences of the tongue. Are you experiencing the tongue, or are you experiencing an object placed on the tongue?
Yeah.
God is the tongue itself. God cannot be experienced, but through God you experience everything. There is nothing called a God experience. The eye can never look at itself, but whatever the eye looks at is a proof of the eye. Because had the eye not been there, how would you have looked at black? Now again, you look at white, then you look at red. Irrespective of what you look at, it is guaranteed that you have the capability to look. So if you look at green, it proves the same thing as is proved when you look at blue. What is proven?
That you can look.
That you can look. There is nothing called a special God color. All colors are proof of God. If you can experience pain, God. If you can experience pleasure, God. Which means that if you start calling each of these God, then you will have to cease to differentiate.
Yeah.
And if you cease to differentiate, we were on that earlier as well, you will then have to just put your eyes aside. Which means then that you would really have no function left for your bodily form, because all that the body can perceive is differences. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So just see things as they are. You want to call them by a name, call them by a name. You don't want to call them by name, don't. Still, the eye will perceive a difference between the leaf and the sky. Yes?
Yes.
You may call one green and the other blue, or you may not call. But as we are in the physical form, we'll anyway see differences. When you see differences, just acknowledge them. Oh, there they are. Do not try to leapfrog. Do not try to search for anything more than this. This is all that there is. And whatever is beyond this is that which is powering you to see this. So this that is a proof of that which is beyond this.